Welcome back to Chronic History Lessons. Today we start our essay writing help series, starting with how to write an introduction. The essay question we'll be answering in this series is, why is ancient Greece historically significant? So a typical essay structure has an introduction, one context paragraph, 3 to 4 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And for each essay paragraph, we'll be using the Teal structure. Today we'll just be looking at essay introductions. So introductions tell us what the essay is about, explains why it is important, and lists what the essay will discuss or argue. So the topic sentence is the first sentence of the paragraph and introduces the main idea. And the main idea of the introduction is to answer the essay question, why is ancient Greece historically significant? The content you'll need to answer this question can be found in the lessons that we've gone through on the ancient Greece topic, where we looked at 2 ways in which ancient Greece is historically significant. So for one, ancient Greece is fascinating on its own, but it's also significant because its ideas went on to influence many later societies, including our own. The explanation forms the second sentence of the paragraph and explains the topic sentence in more detail. To expand on the topic sentence, you can ask yourself, what parts of the topic sentence are too broad and require more explaining? In this example, you might be asking, why is ancient Greece historically significant in its own time? Or, what ideas went on to influence many later societies? So we can answer these questions for the reader in the explanation sentence. The example I have here expands on the topic sentence by explaining that historians study ancient Greece because it developed new ways of ruling, thinking, and creating, which are still used in the modern world. And now we have the first 2 sentences of the introduction. The evidence forms the third part of the introduction. So usually the evidence section uses examples, sources, or facts to support the explanation or the argument of the paragraph. But in an introduction, the evidence section lists the main topics or ideas that the essay will discuss to show how the essay will answer the essay question. In this example, we list the topics that we will explore in the essay to show how ancient Greece is historically significant. It's also good to note that we'll be using primary and secondary sources, just as a reminder to yourself to use both to strengthen your essay. And we only need to list the topics here because the essay will go into each topic in depth. And now we have the first 3 sentences of the introduction. Next up, we have the analysis section, which explains why the essay is important and worth writing. Now, if you're a beginner, the lesson content should give you some clear reasons as to why writing this essay is important. Again, we only need to give a hint here, as the body of the essay will go into more depth about the importance of the analysis. In this example, the essay matters again because Greece is just fascinating on its own, and 2, that a lot of things that we take for granted, like our government and culture, can be traced back to ancient Greece. And here we have the first 4 sentences of the introduction. Finally, the link sentence links back to the main idea, question, or prepares for the next idea. In an introductory paragraph, we'll link back to the essay question. For this example, we can reference the essay question by saying that by exploring these topics, we'll explain what ancient Greece was like and why it remains historically significant. And now we have a finished introduction. Next time, we'll write our context paragraph. See you then.